is up, Nerds Nation? Welcome to the Effin' Nerds podcast with the most dynamic duo in all of podcasting. I'm Nick Denizio, and sitting across from me is my dude, Martin Moreno.
What is up?
How we doing?
Good.
So we got a brand new Effin' movie review for you guys on deck, but before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, please check back each week as we try to upload new content for you guys to listen to.
Boom.
After swapping bodies with a deranged serial killer, a young girl in high school discovers she has less than 24 hours before the change becomes permanent. Freaky stars Vince Vaughn and Kathryn and is directed by Christopher Landon with a script written by Landon and Michael Kennedy. So, Martin, we made our epic return to the movies to go see Freaky.
So good.
It was awesome, dude. Dude, I like just walking in there. You just feel like you're just like,
Well, every time I walk in,
re-energized when I walk in.
The second I smell that popcorn.
Yes.
The second I smell those snacks, I'm like, that carpet. Like I said before, I never realized how much I love the carpet until
in movie theaters.
until I was drawn away from it so much. But yeah, it was that excitement. The second we sat down, I'm like, oh, we're back in the movies.
Yeah, it's like we're back in the movies, and you get those advertisements before, and I was just like, oh, this feels right.
Yeah, these bullshit advertisers, these bullshit trailers. Like I'm like, yes, give it all to me. Like people say, you never realize how special something is until it's
gone.
Even if it sucks.
Yeah, even if it sucks. All right, so let's get into Freaky. So we're gonna keep this non-spoiler review for you guys, and if there's any spoiler talk that we have, we'll save it to the end, and we'll make sure we give you guys a heads up before we actually talk spoilers. But So I was excited to see this because I'm a big Vince Vaughn fan, and obviously I have not seen the Happy Death Day movies, which I definitely need to get on it, but I know you have, and obviously Christopher Landon has had much success with them, as well as, just working in Blumhouse. So, Martin, as we kick this off, give me your positives. What did you like about this movie?
Well, my positives are kind of like a double-edged sword. I thought some of the directing and some of the writing was really good, but I also had some issues with the directing.
Right. So we'll talk about the good stuff first about it.
So I guess in terms of directing and writing, I thought it was really well done. I really do love the first two Happy Death Day films. I think they're a lot of fun. I would say that they're like a little bit more, in a way, kind of fleshed out, better fleshed out as the movie is, because this movie's, 90 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't really recall how long the Death Day movies are, but I just feel like kind of like in a way more sort of like complete films. I love the on-the-nose callbacks to certain horror films or certain horror franchises.
And there's a lot. There's a lot in this.
Yeah, I thought Vince Vaughn, someone who I'm not too crazy about anymore. I think he's a fine actor, but I've kind of fallen off the sort of Vince Vaughn bandwagon.
Right.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
I thought he was a lot of fun. When we did our trailer discussion, we pretty much described this as the hot chick, but with a serial killer.
Right.
And that's exactly what it was.
Right, yeah. Which is more accurate, because I think people were saying that it's meant to be Freaky Friday with a horror twist, but it's more like the hot chick.
With a little bit more twist. Because it was still like a thief.
Yes,
but this kind of has like a little bit more of an edgier sort of tone to it. I love the gore.
Yes.
I thought the gore was great. I loved some of the kills were a lot of fun.
Yep.
And yeah, just other than that, I thought Kathryn was great. I thought she did a good job. I loved some of the secondary characters, like her
friends,
the gay friend.
Yes,
Josh was.
So yeah, that's actually one of my positives. Is Millie's friends? It's Nyla and Josh, played by Celeste O'Connor and Misha Osherovich. I love her friends. I love her friends, and I love when Vince Vaughn obviously makes that switch. They have fantastic chemistry.
When he stabbed me, he instantly got a wound too, but in the exact same spot, the left shoulder. And then late last night, I kept hearing the dagger's name, like this weird, whispering in my head, Ladola. I think Ladola caused this. This is like 3 gallons of pee. This guy's bladder is huge.
Is everything huge?
Joshua.
Well, this is the boys' room, right?
She's got a dick in her hand and you're wearing Chanel No. 5. Think we're past labels.
This is ridiculous.
For as awkward and weird as it is to see Vince Vaughn playing a girl, I thought that just him, and when he links up with those two and they find out this is actually my friend, their chemistry is so fucking good.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny.
It's one of the highlights of the movie.
And just from a visual standpoint, it's just so weird seeing this very tall old man hanging out with these two young kids.
Yes, but I love how they play up to that.
Yeah, it works. But
it works really well.
But excuse me. Another thing that I guess, are we still staying on the positives or kind of?
Yeah. Well, here. So I'll go back into some of mine. So obviously, I want to reiterate, I love Vince Vaughn's performance in this. It's not Jack Black, Jumanji good in terms of playing a teenage girl.
Yeah.
But what I did.
That's actually a good way of putting it.
Yeah. That's kind of where the standard is for guys playing teenage girls.
Wait, Bethany, don't! I'm an overweight, middle-aged man. Wait a second! Where's my phone?
But I did love Vince Vaughn in this. I thought that he struck a really nice balance between, you know, having fun with it, but also bringing like a lot of heart to the role, because I think when I was watching some interviews with him, he said that he pulled a lot from, I guess, like his nieces as like some inspiration. Like that's where he kind of like used like his focus on like how to act. And on top of that, I think one of the smart things is that they said they didn't want to make this a caricature of a teenage girl. They wanted it to be Millie. Like they want it to be a real character. And I thought they did a really good job of making it feel like that this is Millie. It's not just Vince Vaughn playing a teenage girl. And yeah, he was great, man. I mean, with Vince Vaughn, he's kind of had a very interesting second career, because you know, he just had hit after hit after hit in those early 2000s with all those comedies, and then when that kind of dried up,
don't forget the Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Well, no, but I'm saying like he had the comedies, and then when he went into, you know, trying to do more dramatic roles with kind of mixed efforts, you know, because he was hearkening back to the beginning of his career, because people forget that Vince Vaughn did way more drama at the start of his career than before he got into the comedies. You know, obviously with Lost World, even though Swingers is kind of a comedy, it's not like, you know, Wedding Crashers. You know what I mean? Psycho, Trapped in Paradise, like just he did a lot more drama before he got into comedy. So he's kind of hearkening back to that, and you know, with movies like Hacksaw Ridge and Brawl in Cell Block 99, which I fucking love. I thought that's a fantastic gem of a movie. So I like that he kind of is coming back to more of a comedy aspect here, and it shows that, I mean, at least in this aspect, he shows that he still has that fantastic timing. He's still very hilarious when he wants to be, and I just thought it was a great performance.
Yeah, and just like for me, like his thing was like his very quick, fast-paced dialogue, like shtick.
Yeah,
that is in my opinion what got old, like real quick. But he doesn't really do that here.
No, he doesn't. He has moments where he talks fast, like that. You could see that motor mouth is still there, but
like, sort of like anxious. Or
but it's more. Yeah, exactly. It's more anxious. It's more nervous, and it just works.
It's more
really
in line
well.
with like a teenage girl. So to speak.
Look, I know this is crazy, okay? And there's a lot of voices competing. You see my friends, you know, Nyla and Jocelyn, they're on my side, okay? And this is clearly not me. Have you ever seen me dressed like that? I mean, I kind of like a lot of what he's doing with it, but it's the point is that you've never seen me dressed like that, right? Do you like that? It doesn't matter. I feel like I'm giving you a lot of information, and you literally just woke up.
And I love the little tics of him, like, you know, chewing on his fingernails and just it's really awesome. And then the other thing that I loved was the opening scene. The opening scene is great. That really harkens back to, I mean, there's actually a lot of flavors in there. You get like Friday the 13th.
The music.
The music
and the mask.
And the mask. You get, I don't know if you noticed, there's a little bit of Scream in there as well.
Yeah,
I
noticed everything. So much of it.
Yeah, but like it's like that really is, you know, kicking off the movie, right?
Remember I turned to you and I was like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're talking about like the bottle over the head. You're talking about I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't want to go into spoilers.
Yeah. Well, we can maybe we'll go back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
But yeah, everything like that opening sequence is just on the nose, kind of like an homage to a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, it was a really fun opening scene, and in a way, it was probably like the darkest part of the movie.
I would say so too.
Yeah, because you're thinking like, okay, you're walking into a horror comedy, but this was like pretty intense. But then the movie kind of lightens up as it goes.
Yeah,
along.
definitely does. And then I also just want to give a shout out to Alan Ruck, who plays the woodshop teacher. I just love Alan Ruck.
Well, I should say you do.
Cameron,
man. Yeah. It was cool seeing him in this, but yeah. All right, so I would say those are pretty much our positives. Let's jump into our negatives here. And for as much as I enjoyed the movie and had fun with it, it's more so the script than it's the direction that I had issues with. Mm-hmm. So the script, while it is clever at times, I thought it could have been more clever. And I would also say too that the movie, you know, for that opening scene where, like you said, it's probably its darkest and it's its most like intense. I thought the movie should have at least had more moments like that, and it didn't. Like, it really lightens up, and it doesn't get as crazy as I thought the movie could have gotten.
Gotcha.
You know, for this wacky concept of body swapping with a serial killer and stuff, it almost feels a little too tame to me at times.
Yeah, it feels almost like too PG-13.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like trust me, this is very much a rated R movie, but it definitely feels like there's times where it's holding back, and I felt like it could have gone way more over the top than it did.
Right, and this is something that I was kind of struggling with, because very similar to our Wolf of Snow Hollow review, where the Wolf of Snow Hollow was like, again, kind of like a horror dark comedy, but it didn't really, it was almost like a satire.
Yes.
So there's certain things about it that it kind of plays a joke on itself, so it's kind of hard to critique.
Right.
And that's almost like a similar situation here. The fact that the movie is like almost kind of getting ahead of some of the issues you might have, or kind of in a way being a joke or like a satire of a film, it makes it a little tough.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that doesn't really make sense. But then again, like, the movie's kind of playing up on that whole notion.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like the movie definitely sets its rules early on. So as long as it doesn't like go against those rules, like I'm cool with. But like just in terms of the movie, like even after a certain point, I feel like the momentum of the movie slows down a little bit.
It does,
and the pacing is it gets a little off.
No, I totally agree, and I think also in terms of some of like just some of the, like you said, some of the writing for some of the characters, like there's like a big we're talking about Millie's friends. What's the girl's name in the movie?
I think it's Naya.
Naya.
Yeah.
Like the speech that Naya gives her in the beginning, I just thought was like so, in my opinion, stupid.
Oh, so out of place. Yeah. Because I'm like
this girl's 18.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like a cheap trying to like be emotional, like a supportive, like
right.
We get a lot of cliches throughout the film.
Too, like there's a lot of very like on the nose dialogue,
right?
Especially because like, and this isn't spoilers obviously, but the movie starts off and you find out that Millie lost her father. And that's why she kind of is the way she is, very quiet, very I guess like introverted now, you know what I mean? So a lot of people come to her and talk to her about it, and it's not very subtle. It's very like you said, like cliche and on the nose with a lot of stuff that they say to her.
But again, like you said, how she's almost like introvert and like kind of quiet. We don't really get a good sort of character development of Millie. So by the time she goes into the swap's body, like there's almost like a brand new person.
Yes.
So like everything that like so all these sort of like traits and stuff that Millie was doing in this new body, I never got that in her older one. So like so that to me, like I just would have maybe appreciated for both sakes, for both actually, because like when he swaps into Millie's body, it's very weird.
Yes.
And like awkward, and I'm like,
actually that's one of the things I wanted to get into. The thing that I'll say about Millie's swap is I at least got some of her things that she was doing like physically. I got that in Vince Vaughn's performance. Like I like the whole thing with the biting the nails and stuff. Like Millie was doing that, so seeing that in Vince Vaughn, I'm like, all right, at least they're carrying some of those traits over. For the butcher, like I guess in the beginning they were trying to go for like the silent Jason killer kind of thing, but I almost wish he did like we got more of a sense of his personality.
Exactly.
Because when the body swap happens and Millie wakes up,
not to go too spoiler heavy,
but when the swap happens and Millie wakes up, and it's supposed to be the butcher. Like there's a lot of like Full Metal Jacket Stanley Kubrick stares, and that's all you get.
It's weird.
There's no speaking. There's nothing. So it's like I almost wish that we got more of a personality for the butcher, so that when the swap happens, it's like it makes a little bit more fun.
Just some like a little bit more sort of character development. To kind of on both ends, in my opinion. So that way, like when the swap happens, we understand why they're acting the way they are.
Right.
And then again, just to I guess it's kind of spoiler territory, so I'm not going to mention it. But yeah, just some of the writing, some of the directing, and then just is what like I had issues with. As much as I liked some of it, I just thought that's also what kind of brought it down a little bit for me in terms of like moments when I'm watching them, like really, like eye roll or like what the fuck, or like this doesn't make sense.
Well, actually, with that said, Martin, how about we, since we kind of got like our negatives out of the way, let's jump into spoilers a little bit. Okay. So
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. We're talking spoilers.
What?
Honey, wow. Are you kidding
really?
me? You just ruin it every time. I'll see you at home.
Well, wait a second.
Rude.
Now, how would you not know that was taking place?
I think I know one of the moments you're talking about. It's obviously at the very end when, Vince Vaughn's about to stab Millie, and the body swap's about to go back, and obviously the watch that Booker gives, right? Is it Booker?
Yeah, Booker.
Booker. That Booker gives her goes off, and it's like, oh, it's midnight. I'm stuck in this body, and it's like, nope, 5 minutes.
Well, the second he gave her the watch, I knew like, okay,
that was gonna come back.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
But not just that, but literally before that, Millie's talking about how Booker has no idea who I am. It seems like they have a pretty decent understanding of who they are.
Yes.
Like, so I was just like, well, this guy clearly knows who you are.
Right.
Like, and it was very obvious from the very beginning when she first sits down.
Yeah, and I guess that's the whole thing too with and this isn't just this movie. A lot of movies do it where they make like the shy girl, like Kathryn Newton's a really good looking girl. So I don't buy that she's like this girl that gets bullied and picked on. You know what I mean? I don't buy it.
But I mean, if she's being like or like if she's being like weird and awkward and like maybe in a way, or maybe the way she's dressing, like maybe. But at the same time, it's like you said, we didn't really have enough kind of like in a way character development to really understand like to get kind of like a sense of why she is so like we understand why of her dad and like some issues at home, but we don't really get like her sort of personality we don't get like a big sample size of her just like her in her body personality.
Yeah, I would agree. Although one of the things that I did love is I love the obviously they have to play on the whole the killer comes back for one more scare.
Careful. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
Not in my movie.
Yeah. I love when Vince Vaughn comes back. Obviously now the body swaps have happened and he's back in his own body, and it's just I had fun with that.
Which
whole sequence.
To me was like a Nod to Prom Night.
Not to Prom Night, and it also got a little Halloween reboot vibes with the three of them.
The three of them going at him.
Yeah.
Like the mom, the daughter, which is again, it was just so like out of nowhere. Like the sister wakes up.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
everything is like super cheesy, but that's like those are the things that I'm talking about in terms of like very of how it kind of doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yes, and it's fun.
Yeah, like those moments like that work. So like I don't mind. Like I gave it the pass. Yeah. But it's like we were saying. I thought as much as we love Cameron, seeing him in here, I thought his character was just so poorly done.
Well, also too, like it's just weird. Like he's so outwardly an asshole.
That's what I'm saying. They purposely. It's a thing that movies have. Like they purposely make a character not just that, or like the jock like smacks her ass. Like they even though that was done so much better. They purposely make these characters so hated so quickly,
so that when they get killed, it's like you're almost rooting for them to get killed.
Yeah, you deserve it, and it's not like that way you don't feel bad about. Even though it's not literally Millie, you don't really feel bad about like Millie's body doing it because this guy's an asshole.
Exactly.
And then like her reaction, the way she reacted to his like assholeness, like from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Like, that whole sequence.
It was weird.
It was weird.
It was definitely weird.
Fucking weird.
And even when Millie tries to kill him, like it's also just strange how he just like is beating the shit out of her.
Yeah. Well, again, they double down, and he goes into like weird karate mode.
Yeah. It's just I'm like, what is
fuck
this
is happening? But yeah, moments like that, like I said, like
it is a really cool kill though.
It's a great kill.
It's a great kill.
Yeah,
like, it's just completely sawed in half.
Oh yeah. So to go back to it, this movie did have some great kills.
Yes.
I loved the first kill we get of the
the wine bottle.
The wine bottle and shattering it. But to kind of harness back, we said the Jason mask was very. It looked a lot like a Jason mask.
It did well. Yeah, I think they said it was like inspired by like Egyptian artwork or something. Yeah,
the Ladola knife, the whispers, was literally the Friday the 13th theme.
Was it really?
Did you notice?
No,
that?
I didn't notice that.
It was like a shh, shh.
That's cool.
It was literally the whole time like, are they really just doing the Friday the 13th?
Right. Well, actually, speaking of Friday the 13th, that's the one thing that I loved, and it's a small little detail, was all the titles were done to look like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
And obviously we get to two people having sex, so you know they're gonna die.
Yep.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, number 1, you can never have sex. Big no-no!
Yep.
Oh, like you never have sex.
No, you never have sex in a horror movie.
But I love the tennis racket kill.
Yes, that was a great kill.
Through the head. And then when the girl dies was literally ripped from Halloween.
Yes.
When he stabs the boyfriend onto the wall, and he kind of like turns his head and he looks at him.
Yep.
And while he's hanging there, I'm like, this is literally fucking Halloween.
It's really Halloween, like, but it's also Scream too, because she sees the car and it's her parents coming up and she takes off.
And that's when the Scream comes in, like when the two parents come in, and she even says, she's like, did you notice like the car in the front of the driveway?
Yeah.
It was such like a Scream line. And then they walk in, they see her daughter hanging, and they start screaming. And I'm like, okay. And it goes, I think is that when the title card comes in?
Yes, I think that's when the freaky title card comes in.
Which is again
which is also Scream, yeah.
Well, no, the Scream title card comes in the beginning. Oh,
it does.
Like when the phone rings and Scream and it blurs in.
Okay.
But after she screams, like when we cut into like Sydney and all that stuff. But
also,
but yeah.
The other thing that I noticed too, that Booker's last name is Strode. So it's a nice little nod to Halloween.
Did they mention that?
They didn't mention it, but if you see him when he's on the field playing football, he turns around, his jersey says Strode.
Look at those. But yeah, like at first when she was the mascot, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like really?" But then again, that is a clever writing situation because she goes like, "Extracurricular activities look good on the resume."
Yes.
And you're like, okay,
like I buy that, and it also makes for a hilarious just moment when she's getting chased by the butcher and she's running around this beaver costume,
fucking like beaver costume. But yeah, again, there like when he randomly pops up, you're just like. Okay, like it's fine. I'll pass. But then the chase was fun. But then the sister, like rather than shooting him, she shoots in the air.
I know.
What are you doing?
Right. I know. Like why?
If I'm seeing my sister get attacked, I'm shooting the fucking person. You know. But But yeah, just little things that like worked here and there. But overall, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. But all right, yeah. So with that said, how do you score it?
How do I score? Okay,
yes.
I was really thinking about this. We were talking about the jock, even though he's like hated.
Yeah,
I thought like the jocks did a great job.
Yeah.
When she sucks his blood, and the one jock's like hot.
Yeah.
And then the line that fucking killed me, which was great, was when. Oh, that was another cool kill. The cryo chamber.
Oh yeah, the cryo chamber.
Which that's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
but it was so awesome.
I know.
It was so awesome.
It was cool. Yeah.
That was almost like a little nod to like Final Destination when the chicks die in the sunbathing.
That's right.
When they burn in the tanning bed. But when she goes, I told you she was a lesbian. #vegetarian. I fucking lost it. It was such a clever, like witty line. It was a lot of fun. But I would give this a 7.7.
7.7?
7.7, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to go 7.1.
Nice.
So I definitely wanted it to be more clever. I thought it could have been a little bit more crazy. You know, I think they could have done a lot more with the premise, but it is a very fun movie. I think Vince Vaughn gives an excellent performance. It's a nice little comeback for him to like the more comedy aspect of his career. And I think the movie really relies on the strength of a lot of its characters. I think a lot of the characters are really well done. I think the actors do a really good job with them. Like I said, especially Vince Vaughn and the two friends, Nyla and Josh. Like their chemistry's great, and it's like Josh is fucking hilarious.
Josh to me is probably the MVP.
He's probably the MVP
when
of the
he
movie,
comes,
I would
he's
say.
Like, oh my god, it's a slaughterhouse.
It's a fucking slaughterhouse.
I fucking died. I lost it. And then something that we didn't talk about was the back car seat scene.
Oh, dude! Oh my god, bro! That's
hilarious.
That's the thing, man. And with that moment. One of the things that I loved, and it was also the fact of just being back in the movie theater, I felt the energy of the people that were in there because everybody was like,
everyone was dying.
Everyone was dying. So I was like, oh, this is what being in the movies feels like.
And I've seen a lot of horror movies in theaters, and like there's always a lot of like teens and kids out there, and every single time that you can hear the teens like laughing or because they're scared.
Oh yeah,
they're scared, but they're trying to like play it off like they're not, so they don't like seem like for whatever reason, whether they're with a girl or whatever. So they're like, so you hear all this like weird, awkward, like anxious banter behind you.
Right.
And like when I started hearing that, I'm like, shut the fuck up. But at the same time, it's good to be back here.
It's nice to see you guys.
It's nice
again.
to be back here. Yeah. But yeah, horror movies are great because you get, like you said, you get that really like fun reaction from the audience, and yeah, that scene was just like I was fucking crying.
Yeah, it was so good.
And then the final is like, maybe we should wait until my hand's not bigger than your face. And then the right before that too, when they tie her down in Josh's house.
Yes.
He's like, Mom, I've been waiting a long time to tell you this. I'm straight.
And she's just like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. So good.
All right, guys, so that does it for us. So Freaky is in theaters now, and I believe it's in theaters for another 2 weeks, and then eventually you can check it out. I think it's dropping on VOD. I think they said it's like a 17-day theatrical run, and it's going to drop on VOD.
Right. And just me, because I'm a fucking horror nut, something that just came to mind. I wonder if that was a reference to Psycho. Because Josh is like, and his mother have like a really great relationship. You see all the pictures.
Oh, that's right. I wonder.
They have like this like crazy like dolls when they're like together. So I don't know, maybe that was like a mother thing.
Yeah.
From Psycho, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Possibly. It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
But that just really came to me.
But yeah, so that does it for us, Nerdz Nation. Definitely go check out Freaky if you get the chance to. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube page. And remember you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else where you can see that big, beautiful FN logo. Anything else you want to say to the nation, Martin?
Nope. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and definitely go check it out.
Definitely.
If you can't see it in theaters, I recommend it.
Yeah, for sure.
I know there's shit going on, but yeah. If not, then you can just wait till VOD.
yeah, definitely. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.